Not sure. Looks a little cooler than I thought it was going to, but not quite as good as I thought it was going to. I really think the wood should have been a lot dark. Real dark wood would have looked good here. But I think maybe having it all put together, that's going to look pretty cool. I tried to get that to look a little better there. I know I was going to have to do something there. I'm still fiddling with that a little bit. Trying to get a little glue in there and get it to glue down to where it's open like that. It doesn't really look good with the little plastic piece here. I don't think I want to do this. That'll just look bad. I think it looks cooler like that. So there's that. I got all these put in. Probably need to polish it a little better. I mean, I got the matte finish, but I'm not sure if the frayed edges look as good here as it does on the binding. It was a little harder to get it to come off here without messing it up. But I'm going through and making sure I've got all the parts I need here. Got some confusing parts here. I have no idea what these things are for right here. Got this stuff, and I have no clue on what these are for. I thought maybe it was a piece of this, but looks like it's all there. I've got 8 screws for the pickups, 4 screws for the control panel, and 3 for this thing that I'm not going to use. So there's some extra ones. There's 2 with this, and then there's 1 for each of these, but none of them fit right in here. I don't have any screws that'll fit in there that'll work for this, which is what I thought went there. So that's confusing. Got the screws for this. And apparently the only screw I have for the neck is another one of these. So I can't really figure out where the second one of these would go. I figured there was just one, and it would, you have the one here, and then usually like on an acoustic or something you would just wrap the other end around the neck here, or hook it on here somewhere. So I was kind of thinking I would do, but it looks like this is supposed to go right there, because that's the only screw hole and the only screw for the neck. So I'm thinking I might supposed to be gluing the neck down, which I don't really know. I thought it was going to be screwed on, but in the instructions it just has tells you when you have a bolt-on neck, it says to put 4 bolts in there, but there's no bolts or spots. So I'm guessing that's where that goes, but this is, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I think I might just have to put this in one of these holes, because none of the screws fit through there. You know, I'm missing a screw or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Or maybe I just don't know what I'm doing here, because there's no instructions for this. I think for this, I think I'm just going to try to lightly sand off those words, because those words look like shit. These little parts here don't look very good either. I might try to, that just looks bad. This is probably one of the worst pieces on the whole thing right here. What the hell's up with that fret wire? This thing's a piece of shit. I don't think I'm gonna go with this though. Looks bad too, and it's a cool idea for a real piece of wood, but this vinyl flooring sample is not gonna cut it. I might go ahead and put this on there just to make all the pieces match up and try to make it look a little better with the wood. I think it'll kind of, I don't know, we'll see once I get all the parts put on here. Yeah. This thing isn't flat on here either. Since the top's curved, once you screw it in, it feels like it'll conform. It's another, I don't like it. I think this just looks awful on these. Even on the ones that people do with the starbursts and stuff where they look all nice and pretty. This is just dumb. I'd much rather have the controls poke through. Be a little harder to do it probably, but I mean, you could reach up in there and stick it up in there and bolt it on. I mean, I think it would look better if it was just cut out. But, oh well. Man, looking at this thing all mocked up right here, I'm really feeling like this would have looked really good with if I would have got some black stain or something and just stained the whole sides and the back. Maybe even got the binding stained a little bit. Maybe even stained this. I don't know. I guess I could have, just to make it darker. This thing would look so sick if it was darker. But for just using stuff I had around the house for practice, I say my practice Mod Podging the shirt on is pretty. I'm happy with the way this looks. And now that I know what it does, I'm not scared to do that again. Kind of feel like I need to put some sort of, it says to put an acrylic coating over this to make it better, and I'm not sure about that stuff, so. But man, this would look so much better if this was all black. I mean, that nice stained black, this would look so good. As it is, it's going to be okay. Say it's probably going to be 3 out of 5 on appearance, but man, that would have really gave it a 4 out of 5 right there. Maybe even a 5 out of 5 if I would have got it looking real. Because I mean, even this looks pretty good on there. It's just this wood color. I really like the way it turned out, but just it's not a good match, I don't think. Yeah, man, a black stain on there would look so good. Oh well, I can always sand it down and do it later. I'm thinking that's probably gonna end up being a part 2 down the line. I think I'm gonna get another one of these kits and try out some guitar stain on it before I mess with modifying this one, but maybe even some spray on seal type stuff, even some paint on, I'm not sure. Seal the whole thing so this doesn't peel off. This could peel off real easy. I mean, not real easy. When I was trimming these for these to put in there, that stuff was coming off pretty rough, but maybe that's because it's dried a few days now. But man, that would look so good. That's gonna be round 2 on this motherfucker right here. So I do think that unless I mess this thing up royally, soldering it and putting it together, and it just doesn't work at all, then there's definitely going to be another shot at this down the road where this gets all stained nice and black all through here, because that would just look fantastic. But Pretty cool little kit. What do you think about buying? I'd like to get a left-handed one of these. I want to get some ambidextrous action going. I can play right-handed pretty good already, but I'd like to be able to buy a left one and play it if I see one I like to, but maybe that'll be the next kit I get's left-handed. Just I don't want to spend a lot of money on one if I don't end up doing it, but man, it's gonna bother me. I don't think I'm gonna do it right now, but after I get everything figured out and get it all hooked up and all finished up, play with it for a couple weeks, couple months. That is definitely happening. Just looking at this right now, I can tell. Figure out how to stain this dark black. Yeah, this would look awesome. Alright, time for bed.